In this video, we're gonna be comparing 3 microphones from different price points so you can listen and decide for yourself whether price actually matters. And for this to be a fair comparison, I'm gonna be recording all 3 microphones through the same audio interface, the LEWITT Connect 2. I won't be applying any EQ to preserve the natural sound of each mic, but I will be adding a little bit of compression to help level match them, as well as a denoiser to minimize background noise. Starting with the LEWITT LCT240 Pro. This mic retails for around $100, and in the box you'll get the microphone, a leather pouch to store the microphone, a mic mount, and a windscreen. When it comes to specs, this is a condenser microphone, which means it requires phantom power from an audio interface to work. It has a cardioid polar pattern, meaning it's most sensitive from the front, and it's going to reject sound coming from the back. It also has a self-noise of 19 dBA, which is pretty high, so if you're listening through headphones, you might be able to tell a little bit of hiss in the recording. And when it comes to its sound profile, it does have quite a bit of a treble boost, giving this microphone a bright sound. Next, we have the Rode NT1 4th generation. This specific mic model is no longer sold, but back in the day, you could purchase it for under $300. And in the box, you will get the microphone, a custom shock mount and pop filter, a cloth pouch to store the microphone, and an XLR cable. When it comes to specs, this is a condenser microphone. It has a cardioid polar pattern. It also has a self-noise of only 4.5 dBA, making this one of the quietest microphones in the world. And when it comes to its sound profile, it has a very flat frequency response, giving this microphone a neutral sound. Our third microphone is the NEUMANN TLM102. This mic retails for around $700, and in the box you'll get the microphone and a mic mount. Unfortunately, it doesn't come included with any extra accessories, and in my testing, the included mic mount doesn't do a good job with shock reflection, so if you want to get better results, you might want to consider Neumann's custom shock mount, but just know it will cost you an additional $170. When it comes to specs, this is a condenser microphone. It has a cardioid polar pattern, a self-noise of 12 dBA, and when it comes to its sound profile, as you can see, it has a flat response in the lows and mids, a cut around 6,000 Hz, and a slight treble boost. So now let's do some audio tests so you can hear all 3 microphones back to back. You're listening to the LEWITT LCT240 Pro, and this is what a $100 mic sounds like. Now you're listening to the Rode NT1 4th generation, and this is what a $300 mic sounds like. And finally, you're listening to the NEUMANN TLM102, and this is what a $700 mic sounds like. Call me when it breaks your heart next summer, baby, I'll be waiting here. Call me when it breaks your heart next summer, baby, I'll be waiting here. Call me when it breaks your heart next summer, baby, I'll be waiting here. Hey, real quick, let me know in the comment section which of the 3 microphones did you prefer and why. Also, if you enjoy videos like this, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. So going back to the original question, does price actually matter when it comes to microphones? In my opinion, yes, but there are 2 caveats to that. The first one is known as the law of diminishing returns, which means as you go up in price, the difference is gonna get smaller and smaller. For example, if you were to listen to a $100 mic and compare it to a $500 mic, most people are gonna be able to tell a big difference. Some might say that one microphone sounds fuller, it sounds less harsh, it has lower self-noise, things that are very apparent. But then if you were to listen to a $1,000 microphone and compare it to a $3,000 mic, is there going to be a difference? Sure, but is it going to be anywhere as drastic? Absolutely not. And I would argue that for most people, unless unless you do this for a living, are not going to be able to tell which mic is which, let alone justify a $2,000 price difference. And the second caveat is something that I learned from professional voice actors and podcasters, which is your microphone is only going to sound as good as the room you're recording in. You could spend $10,000 on a microphone, but if your room sounds like an absolute echo chamber, it's not going to sound great. And just to give you an example, if you have two people with a $1,000 budget, person A spends $200 on a microphone and $800 on acoustic treatment, and then person B spends the entire $1,000 budget on just the microphone, the $200 mic will sound much better. But unfortunately, one of the easiest things to overlook in any home studio is acoustic treatment, especially because nowadays there are noise reduction plugins that you can use to remove echo, such as the Waves Clarity D Reverb, or even Logic Pro's voice isolation. However, the downside of using those types of plugins is that they can introduce artifacts to your recording, and most importantly, they will alter the sound in a negative way, which is not ideal. All of that to say, buy the microphone that you can afford. Don't get yourself in that over audio gear, because nowadays you can get professional results even with budget equipment. And most importantly, if you have the means, make sure to invest in acoustic treatment. If you want to buy one of these microphones, the links are down in the description below. And if you can't acoustically treat your room but want to learn how to remove echo from your recordings, then make sure to click on this video and I'll show you my favorite plugin.